Welcome to this Getting Started with OSE for Mint training session. First, we're going to take a look at an introduction to Opus Solution Environment, otherwise known as OSE, then the OSE architecture. Next, we'll take a look at how to navigate the Opus Ensemble user interface, then how to prepare to configure a solution, how to configure pages, menu items, roles, workflows, and finally, how to release a company solution. Let's start with the OSE introduction. To start with, let's understand some basic terminologies related to Opus Platform. User experience in the orchestrating platform for universal solutions, that is Opus, consists of an application, which is a headless API, and the solution, which provides the user interface. What this means is you can configure the UI for your users while the programming that controls the application remains the same. For example, Multi-Enterprise Process Link, MPL, is an application of Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower, i.e. the Mint solution. Likewise for OSE, also Opus Solution Builder is an application, and Opus Solution Environment or OSE is the solution. So why do we need OSE? Let's begin with a quick scenario. Medivonic is a global medical device manufacturer. To meet increased demand, they've onboarded a new manufacturing supplier partner called Renderico. Now they need to start exchanging transactions like purchase orders. However, each company follows slightly different formats, approval processes, and internal systems. Even basic PO fields don't match up. So, to meet their unique need, they would need to configure their standard solution. This is where the Opus Solution Environment or OSE makes the difference. OSE allows solution designers to extend and tailor solutions as per company's needs without writing a single line of code. With OSE, Medivonic can modify PO fields using a no-code drag-and-drop interface, configure custom workflows to match Renderico's process, control data visibility with role-based access, all without writing a single line of code. Let's see how. With OSE, you can effortlessly configure business objects, pages, menus, workflows, roles, and policies with an intuitive no-code drag-and-drop interface. We'll dive deeper into each of these elements in the upcoming sections. Now let's see what goes behind OSE. So TraceLink uses metadata to enable its no-code capabilities and then pushes these metadata definitions as far down in the stack as possible. There are three main layers of the stack. Business object metadata. The business object layer is where we define object types, fields, and operations, which form the core characteristics and behaviors of an application, laying the foundation for how the system functions. User interface, UI metadata. The user interface metadata layer configures predefined page types, for example, search, view edit, and new pages, to create a seamless no-code user experience. Solution metadata. The solution metadata integrates and fine-tunes the user experience by controlling menus, roles, and policies, ensuring that authorized users can access the features they need in a structural and efficient way. Let's take a closer look at the business object layer. We define and configure primary objects. These refer to the things users manage and are familiar with. Business objects represent the domain of an application such that users intuitively know what to do when working with them. For example, purchase orders, invoices, quality review documents, etc. Fields. The fields refer to the characteristics of the business objects. For example, supplier name, customer name, product information, etc. And lastly, operations. The operations refer to the actions a user can perform on a given business object. For example, buttons on the screen like New, Edit, Submit, etc. Let's now explore the various OSE personas. Opus Developer develops multi-enterprise applications and standard solutions for TraceLink customers. So basically, they manage standard solutions section of the catalogs. We'll see the catalog in a minute. Solution Designer, Solution Partner Configure solutions for industry needs that they can publish in Marketplace Solutions section of the catalogue. Solution Designer Customer configures their own company solutions to their company's and trade partners' unique requirements. Their solutions are maintained in the Company Solutions section of the catalogue. And finally, your end users, who either use a standard solution or a company solution applied to a particular process network. The Opus Solution Catalogue is a place where Opus solutions are organised into 3 categories: standard solutions, marketplace solutions, and company solutions. The standard solutions are developed by Tracellink's Opus developer and not configurable by customers. These come pre-installed once you license any application, for example Mint. Standard solutions solve the common use cases. Marketplace solutions are developed by Tracelink Solution Partners and Tracelink Professional Services. These solution partners understand various use cases of segments of our customers, so partners can configure and publish marketplace solutions. Each partner can publish multiple solutions for the app. Company solutions provide the power for companies to make their own configurations. Imagine these are exclusive copies for the company which other companies do not get to see. A company solution can be created by saving a standard or marketplace solution. Once saved, they can configure the solutions and start using them straight away. Tracelink Solution Partners and Tracelink Professional Services teams can also assist customers in configuring company solutions to ensure a perfect fit. The company solution can also be published as a marketplace solution. To start configuring solutions using OSE, your admin needs to assign you roles specific to your persona. Based on persona, there are 3 roles. As the role name suggests, the standard solution designer role is for Tracelink's Opus developers who develops and publishes the standard solutions. The company solution designer is for the customer solution designers. Finally, the marketplace solution designer role is for solution partners who configures and publishes marketplace solutions. Generally, these roles can create, edit, and manage solutions specific to their solution classifications. Now let's see how to navigate the Opus Ensemble user interface. Opus Ensemble powers browser-like navigation across Opus solutions. Key areas of Opus user interface are user context. This is prominently placed at the top, ensuring users always have their bearings. This fixed area provides a reliable and familiar interaction journey. Navigation. This clearly guides users to their desired solution, network, or business object, facilitating easy content exploration while enabling parallel work through tabs. Main content area provides a rich, interactive space for effortless engagement, whether consuming or collaborating. And the toolbar on push panel provides convenient access to key actions. Let's talk about the OSE user interface. The left side menu is organized into 3 main sections: Catalog, Available, and Solution. Each section contains subcategories to help you navigate and manage different aspects of the Opus Solution environment. Catalog. This section contains the main categories of solutions available in the Opus environment. As discussed before, under Catalog we have standard solutions, marketplace solutions, and company solutions. In the Available section, all configuration-ready solutions and business object types are listed. The Solutions section contains various business object subtypes that you can configure as per your company requirements. Workflows allow you to extend standard workflows by configuring workflow states and transitions to meet your company's requirements. New pages, search pages, and view edit pages allow you to configure existing pages or create new pages for your solution. Using menus, you define navigation menus that control how users access different parts of the solution. With roles, you set up user roles to control access and permissions within the solution. And finally, using authorizations, you manage fine-grained access control and permissions for different users or roles. Now let's see some action in OSE. First, we'll start with preparing a solution for configuration. To get started with configuring the solution, you need to first save the standard solution or a marketplace solution as a company solution. Once you do that, the saved solution will be available in the Available Company Solutions section. This is necessary because you can't edit the standard solutions directly. Once you see the solution in the Available Company Solution, you can edit the solution and configure it. Let's see how to create a company solution in the next demo. Navigate to the main menu and Opus Solution Environment. In the side menu, select Catalog and Standard Solutions. I'm going to filter here, and I'm selecting Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower as the application, and Apply. It's best practice to select the latest version. Click Save As, and give a solution name. Click Apply. Just note the time it takes for the solution to appear in the catalogue may vary based on the solution size and complexity. To view or edit the newly created company solution, in the side menu, select Available and Company Solutions. Just note, when the solution state is Edit and the value in the activated column shows No, it means you can still make changes to the solution. However, those changes will only take effect after the solution is activated. If a solution is already activated but still in the edit state, you can continue to configure it. In this case, any changes you make will be reflected in the active solution immediately. To view the details of the company solution in View mode, select the hyperlink. Let's quickly recall that with OSE, you can effortlessly configure business objects, workflows, menus, pages, roles, and policies with an intuitive drag-and-drop interface. There are 3 page types: Search Page, View Edit Page, and New Page. For the Search Page, the solution designer defines which of the fields from the business object are to be presented in the search results table via drag-and-drop. Once this is done, the search page knows that clicking on the PO number field takes the user to the View Edit page. Clicking on the hyperlink in the search table will take the user to the View Edit page of that object instance. Clicking on the New operation takes the user to the new page. You don't need to define these or any other screen page navigation. It's built into the Opus opinionated user interface. On the View Edit and New pages, just like the search page, you can also drag the fields you want the user to interact with on those pages. You can define multiple View Edit or New pages based on how many different roles you plan to support. For example, company users versus partners, or users who only submit raw material purchase orders versus other types of purchase orders. Now let's take a look at the anatomy of a page. Each page has the highlighted main sections. Content area. This is where the fields are displayed. For search, the fields are presented in tabular form. For View, Edit, and New, you view and interact with the fields for a business object. These content areas are organized when the pages are configured via drag and drop. You'll also notice the workflow appearing in the content area. This is because it is just another field with built-in behavior. Users can interact with the workflow field and move business objects through their process in a very intuitive manner. On the View Edit page, you can see the PO has been sent, whereas on the New page, the PO is in draft. For the toolbar, this is where page-level actions are presented, for example, edit, filter, etc. On various pages, you can configure various field types. Simple fields store single values, for example, purchase order number, date, etc. A group organizes related fields together, for example, address, which contains a number of simple fields like country, city, postal code, etc. A collection is a data element that can hold multiple values within a single object instance. For example, line items associated with a purchase order. Each collection inside an object is displayed in its own table. A panel in OSE is essentially a container or layout area where we place fields, collections, and UI elements related to a business object. You can think of panels like sections on a web page. You can include tables, form fields, collections, and are fully configurable. There are different types of panels, the most common being the main page panel, which is the default view when you open a page. Then there are push panels. These slide in from the right and let us show or edit additional details without losing visibility into the main page. For example, on the PO View Edit page, the main panel contains all PO sections, fields, collections, etc., whereas a push panel contains filter and options to support a particular operation. As a best practice, always think of what the user experience should be. Use the main panel for key summary data and push panels for extended details. Let's now take a look at how to configure a page. Navigate to Opus Solution Environment. Click on Solution and search Pages. Apply a filter. I'm going to apply the solution I've created. And to filter more, I'm going to apply a page name. And apply. Click into the search page and edit. A series of buttons have appeared in the toolbar. Based on the selection of types of elements on the screen, context-sensitive operation buttons are activated. First, I want to rename the page title and hide the assistive text. So I'll select the page title and then configure UI properties. Perhaps I want to change the title to Search Flu Med Purchase Orders. Click Apply. Now I want to hide this assistive text. Highlight it and select Hide. Now I wish to configure the search table. Select the search table and select Drag and Drop field. Perhaps I want to add 2 columns, created by user and last updated by user. You select the object field and drag it into the table. You can see they've now been added. If you wish to, you can also reorder the columns by selecting them and then dragging them. If I want to change one of the titles of the columns, select the column and then configure UI properties. Perhaps I want to change supplier to vendor. Be sure to click Apply. As you can see, the change has now been made. Be sure to save any changes before you move on. Then select Edit. If I wish to configure the filter panel, select Panels and Filter Panel and Apply. To make any changes in the filter panel, highlight the desired area and then you can configure it. Perhaps I wish to change supplier here also to vendor. Select the field and configure UI properties. Here I can change supplier to vendor. Click Apply. I can also reorder the objects in the filter panel, simply by dragging and dropping. Click Save to save any changes made. To review any changes, click Main Page and Apply. Then select View in the main page. We'll now take a look at how to configure menu items. In Opus User Experience, the side menu consists of submenus and menu items. Submenus are configured to categorize business objects by orchestration or use case. In this example, external manufacturing orchestration is a submenu. Purchase orders and invoices are menu items here. Menu items are securely governed by roles, permissions, and policies, ensuring your users have access only relevant information and operations. With OSE, you can create a unique side menu for different internal users based on their roles. You can design distinct menu experiences for two different partners within the same process network. Even within the same partner, you can create different side menu experiences for different partner users, depending on their specific needs. Let's see the menu configuration in action. Under Solution, select Menus. Select the menu you wish to configure and click Edit. In the Submenus and Menu Items section, select Manufacturing Customer and click on the Hierarchy button, which is the new menu item icon. Enter a name and a display name. For the target page type, select Search. Then enter the search page. Now we need to link the new menu item to the desired New and View Edit page. In the Auto Navigation New Page section, enter the text and then select the page type. Similarly, for the View Edit page, type the entire text and select the page from the available options. Be sure to click on Apply and Save. Expand the Manufacturing Customer submenu and you'll notice the new menu item in the list. Next, we'll look at configuring roles. Users' access to data and operations in a solution is controlled by permissions, roles, and policies. Each of these elements is defined separately, but all three work together to control the level of access, protect your data, and meet your company's security standards. Permissions govern what a user can and cannot do inside Opus. For example, in Mint, users might have permissions that allow them to view existing purchase orders, edit existing purchase orders, or create a new purchase order. Each TraceLink product comes with a set of predefined permissions. You, as a solution designer, can't modify those permissions. Roles group together one or more permissions to define the level of access that can be assigned to a user. For example, a role can group permissions to create, view, and edit purchase orders. This role can then be assigned to one or more users at the same time. You can create new roles or modify existing roles by adding or removing permissions. Policies provide the logic that governs the permissions associated with roles. They ensure that users are authorized to perform specific actions based on their assigned roles. Just note, modifying policies is an advanced topic that you should not attempt without consulting with your company's security team and TraceLink Services representative. Let's now take a look at how to create a new role instance. To create a new role, under Solution, go to Roles, click Add New, enter the role name and display name, apply the solution and save. Click on Edit and collapse the object type permissions. Expand the menu permissions. Select the menu item. Select the pencil icon to edit the menu item permissions. Toggle the Grant Permissions button to set the field value to Permitted. And apply. Be sure to save the changes. Let's now take a look at how to configure workflows. Workflows are powerful mechanisms that enhance business process management by providing structure, automation, and integration. Each object, for example, a purchase order, comes with a standard workflow. You can view their current state on the New and View Edit page and move through their states on the Edit page. Just note you can't modify the standard workflows. However, you can extend the standard workflow to handle your specific requirements. By doing so, it becomes a configured or company workflow. You add substates which are associated to a base state. You add transitions between those substates and other base states. You can also add transition conditions and post-transition actions to those transitions. Just note, before configuring your workflow in Opus Solution Environment, OSE, Identify your specific business requirements and define the desired workflow states, transitions, conditions, and actions. Some of this definition occurs during the model stage and may require collaboration with Opus developer. Diagramming a workflow is a great exercise to drive that definition while curating your business object. This should be done early in the definition process. Modeling your objects correctly will make configuring your workflow much easier. We'll now take a look at how to add a new substate and then how to add a transition. Under Solution, go to Workflows. You may need to create a filter to search for your workflow. Select Edit and then the plus sign to create a substate. Choose your base state and then the substate. We're going to add a review state. Click Apply and Save. You'll now notice that the substate review has been added to the table. Now to create a transition, select Edit again and select the new review substate. Click on the hierarchy icon. I'm going to select Base Process Inbound for my two states. Click Apply, and in the table, if I expand the new review substate, I can see the two-state transition. Finally, let's take a look at how to release a company solution. Once you're okay with the configuration, the solution is ready for release. You move the solution from its edit state to test. Once testing is done, you move the solution from test to released. Once complete, the released solution will appear in the company solution section of the Opus catalog. Let's see how to release a company solution in the next demo. To release a company solution, go to Available and Company Solutions. In the Solution Name column, select the hyperlink for the desired row to view the details of the company solution in view mode. Select Edit and select Move to move it to the test state. Then select Save from the Operations toolbar to save the company solution and display the company solution in view mode. Just note, moving the solution from edit to test or from test to released automatically triggers the pack process in the background. Your release company solution appears on the company solution search page under the catalog side menu. A system administrator uses the Opus administration capability to activate the solution for a specific network. To do this, they edit the network settings, select the custom solution option, and then save the changes. Let's walk through how to activate the solution in the next demo and how to verify the solution. Navigate to the main menu and Administration. Go to Network and Apps. In the Filters push panel, select Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower. And Apply. Select the network and edit. By default, the standard solution is applied. To apply the company solution, switch the toggle and then apply the company solution. Then save. To assign custom roles to users, again go to Administration and Users, Network Members. For the application network, select the application network and apply. Select the hyperlink and edit. Click the Add icon and we'll select the custom role we created. Then save. Now to verify the applied company solution, go to My Networks, select the network and go. And as you can see in the search view, the title is Search Flu Med Purchase Orders, which is the change we made. We also changed supply to vendor. And if we click on Filter, we can see the change here as well. We changed the name Supplier to Vendor. If I click on Add New, I can also see the review substate we added. That brings us to the end of this training session. Firstly, we took a look at OSE, Opus Solution Environment, then the OSE architecture, how to navigate the Opus Ensemble user interface, how to prepare to configure a solution, configuring pages, configuring menu items, configuring roles, configuring workflows, and finally, how to release a company solution. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to email traceLinkUniversity@tracelink.com.